I pledge allegiance to the computer of the United People's control into the zeros and ones, that it represents one people that has the mindset of likes and dislikes with neither liberty nor justice for all. Now, would you take that oath? I'm sure you wouldn't. You would have thought it was madness. You would have thought that uh, are you kidding me? But each and every time you go on a computer and stay hours on Facebook, that's what you're doing. You're taking your pledge and you're showing your allegiance to that computer. Yeah. I want to show you someone. Okay. With half of the Union Army shattered and in flight, total disaster was avoided at Chickamauga only by a heroic stand on Snodgrass Hill by troops under this man, Major General George H. Thomas. Born in Virginia, he graduated from West Point in 1840 in a class that included William T. Sherman and Ulysses S. Grant. Like most of his peers, Thomas fought in the Seminole and Mexican Wars. At the outbreak of the Civil War, Thomas stayed with the Union, earning the disaffection of his sisters, who were staunchly aligned with the Southern cause of independence. For his stand on Snodgrass Hill, Thomas earned the nickname Rock of Chickamauga. Now, it's easy for us to take a Pledge of Allegiance. You know why? Because somebody else is doing the thinking. You know what I mean? It's not hard for me to go into a church after partying all night, probably all night and all the next day, and go into church and have somebody lead me in prayer and absolve me of my sins from the night before. That's easy. No problem. So I can go party again the next weekend and the next and the next. Until finally I'm old, gray, and dried up. I ain't got nothing else to do, so I don't party the night before. I just go into church. See what I'm saying? It's hard to think for yourself. When you look at that television and somebody's saying something against Trump, yeah, but you're not thinking why he's dangerous on the next level. So you think he's just dangerous because of that surface crap. You know, how he talk on TV and, you know, what he says and, you know what I'm saying, holding up the book and this kind of thing. Yeah. So that all of that part of it's easy. But what you don't get to the underlying conditions of this presidency is that he's speaking for a larger audience. There's a larger audience of people that live right next door to you, live right up the street from you, work right next to you, that think like that. You see what I'm saying? And so they don't, you know what I mean? So you know, when you watch, and that's why I say, when you watch MSNBC, you know what I mean? And Al Sharpton, You know what I mean? And those big mouths and stuff like that, that doesn't give you a chance to sit back and say, yeah, he don't really believe what he's saying. And the fact of the matter is, he could give a damn about that poor white trash in them trailer parks. He don't care about you. You know what I mean? You go ahead and vote for him if you want to, under the guise that, he's for, he's pro-life and he gonna drain the swamp and he gonna make America great again. Yeah. All he doing is working on this. And he working on his friends that got this. And he making sure that they keep that. And that's it. That's all he care about. He told you I could go kill somebody right down there, and I've already talked about this. And that's his mindset. You know what I mean? For reasons that should be apparent to you, if you sit down and think about it, Trump got the presidency because you said, okay, you can go enrich yourself, and no matter what happens to us, we're willing to lay down our lives for you to do that. Now, if you thought of it that way, if you have even a smallest doubt, or if you're not even sure that you should have, voted for him the first time, it should be quite apparent now that you shouldn't vote for him the second time. You see what I'm saying? I'll see, people, them in they hunting hats and, you know what I mean, and this kind of thing and whatever, and they're going to vote for Trump because they think he represents something for them, and in a lot of ways he does. You see what I'm saying? Because he's the puppet on the string that tells them what they want to hear each and every news cycle. But the underlying reason why he's presidency and why he was able to seize the moment is because, your foolishness and your hate inside of your head, he picked at that. He found that. He's like, look, these mugs, we can get in. You know what I mean? We can sneak in and I can become president and tell them what they want to hear every day. And get paid. And get paid to being a puppet. You know what I mean? He gave up all his inheritance for the most part. So he said, shoot, I could go ahead and be president, seize on the moment of anger and hatred that I know is out there, and boom. Maybe I can, get in on the apathy of those good people. I can get in when a few black folks don't vote, aren't enthusiastic about Hillary Clinton. Perfect storm. Bam. I'm in. You know what I'm saying? And showing a threat to get in again. To get super paid. Because if he make it again, he's super paid. And that's dictatorship. That's it. Law and order. Come on, man. What law and order? Exactly. The law and order I talked to you about. Yeah. Just be there to be a buffer between the haves and the have-nots. See? And you're sitting there, you know what I mean, parroting what he says, not thinking on your own, not giving yourself a chance to understand your feelings about what's happening in the country, about why this change is coming. This country was due for a reckoning. It had to. Every great empire is. Every great nation is. You know what I mean? Every nation that says that they're going to be in front, they're going to undergo a change. Some people are going to be like, well, wait, no. You know what I mean? You came over here and said that you discovered what? And we was here. And then you know what I mean? You talk this nonsense about, you know what I mean, being a red-blooded American. The heck? Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? That you know what I mean? Thinking, that's why thinking is so hard. That's why people who watch these videos and listen to me when I tell you, don't follow me. Just, you know what I mean? Listen. Listen to the truth, how it rolls out. You know what I mean? Give yourself a chance to say to yourself, yeah, let me stop and think about that. Let me be analytical. Let me be skeptical. Let me not give up my ability to reason. That if you're a follower of Christ, that God gave you. And that if you're a follower of Buddha, that, you know what I mean, that's what he spoke about on a lot of levels. That quieting your mind gives you a chance to really analyze your own thoughts. The reason why people don't like or ready to take a pledge or ready to be led is because they don't like their own thoughts. They don't like what they hear inside their own heads. So it's easier for somebody to, you know, tell them what to do. Tell them how to think. Tell them what to think. All that's very easy. See what I'm saying? The rich white folks that helped put Trump in, they thought for themselves and they knew. We put him in, and he's going to deregulate. The policies are going to be in our favor, and we, the very few, are going to make more money. They knew what they was doing. They didn't have you poor white folks in mind at all, and that's what our nation is mostly made up of. Is poor folks, with a few taking most of it, and it don't have to be that way. There shouldn't be one starving person in a country like this. Nobody should be homeless on the street. You know, if there's farms that and places where people are sitting eating $100 plates in restaurants, why is there a hungry person on the street? That don't make sense to me. And guess what? It shouldn't make sense to you either. Who's talking about socialism? I'm talking about just good old-fashioned human decency. You know, nobody should be forced to have to choose a prescription over their kids. You know what I mean? Or their kids over their health. Nobody should have that. Those are things that should already be given. There should be a foundation of financial ability for everyone. That is, I should not have to, barring, you know, sitting down and freeloading. If I go to work every day and I make money for these millionaires and billionaires, you know what I mean, and trillionaires, I should not have to be going home wondering where I'm gonna get my next meal from. This should be a baseline where everybody has everything that they need, and then when I go to work and I make millions for that person, that should be my ability to boost my ability to earn more. Right? That's only fair. You know what I mean? The privilege that you have been given, there was a foundation for it. And every human being in this country who wants to be more than the sum of their parts should have that opportunity too. Like I said, that's not socialism. That's just being fair. You know? Love your neighbor as yourself.